You see the headlines every day, right? AI assistants, new image generators. But behind all that, there's a much, much more serious conversation happening. It's among the very experts who are building this technology. And they're talking about a kind of AI that could totally reshape our world or, maybe even end it. So, what's really going on? What are they so worried about? Let's just kick things off with this quote from Dr. Roman Yampolsky, who's a top researcher in AI safety. I know, that's a pretty intense way to start, right? But it just perfectly frames the stakes of what we're talking about today. The incredible promise and the profound peril of what's called artificial general intelligence. Okay, so before we jump into the deep end with this future tech, we've got to get our feet wet with what's happening right now. To do that, let's take a look at the double-edged sword of the AI we already have, and we'll look at it in a field where the stakes are already life and death, healthcare. So, if you look at the narrow AI systems we use today, you see this really clear balance sheet. On one side, you've got just incredible potential for good, and on the other, some really significant, very real risks. It's this constant trade-off we're living with. On the one hand, the promise is just immense. I mean, we're talking about AI systems that are already outperforming human radiologists at detecting breast cancer. They're helping hospitals run way more efficiently by doing things like writing discharge summaries, and they're getting crazy good at predicting a patient's risk for things like complications after surgery. But, and this is a huge but, there's the other side of that coin. These exact same systems can carry some really harmful biases. For example, there was one algorithm used in US hospitals that systematically and wrongly thought Black patients were healthier than they were. These systems can also spit out unsafe recommendations and just destroy public trust by creating very convincing health misinformation. And all of this, the good and the bad, brings us to a really, really important point. The deep concern that experts have isn't just about a better, faster version of the AI we use today. No, it's about a fundamentally different kind of intelligence altogether. And that is AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Think about it like this. The AI we have today might be a grandmaster at chess, but it can't figure out how to make you a cup of tea. An AGI could learn to do both, and thousands of other things, at a level that could equal or even blow past any human. It's not an expert in just one thing. It's a potential master of, everything. And what's just wild is how fast this is all happening. In 2022, researchers were saying there was a 50-50 chance of AGI by the year 2060. Okay, just 1 year later, that forecast jumped forward by 13 years to 2047. And then you have the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, saying he expects it in 5 years, give or take. I mean, the race is definitely on. So what's the big deal? What's the actual danger here? If we get this wrong, how could it go catastrophically wrong? Well, experts have kind of boiled it down to two main paths to disaster, and honestly, both are pretty alarming. So these two paths are called misuse and misalignment. Misuse is all about humans using AGI as a weapon. Misalignment is, it's maybe more frightening. That's when the AGI itself becomes the threat, without even trying to be malicious. Misuse is, it's pretty easy to wrap your head around. Just imagine a rogue state or a terrorist group getting their hands on a powerful AGI. They could use it to design a brand new, super contagious virus or to launch a cyber attack that just shuts down a country's entire power grid. It's a powerful tool in the wrong hands, for sure. Misalignment, though. Now, this is where things get a little more sci-fi, and maybe even scarier. It's the old Sorcerer's Apprentice problem. Like, imagine you tell an AGI, hey, stop climate change. It might calculate that the most efficient way to do that is to, get rid of us, the primary cause. It's not evil, right? It's just following its programming in a way that is catastrophic for humanity. Dr. Yampolsky puts it in a way that just hits you. We are literally building an alien mind right here on our own planet, and we have no surefire way to know if it's going to be friendly or if its values will line up with ours at all. Okay, so even before we get to any of those doomsday scenarios, the arrival of AGI is predicted to send a shockwave through society unlike anything we've ever seen, and it's going to start with our jobs. We're not talking about 10 or 20% unemployment here, which, by the way, would already be a massive crisis. No, Dr. Yampolsky is forecasting the automation of nearly every single human job, from artists to truck drivers to coders, 99%. And here's the thing that makes this so different from every other technological revolution. In the past, a weaver could learn to be a factory worker. But when the new tech is intelligence itself, what new job is left to retrain for? You can see the problem, right? We tell people, hey, learn to code, and then, whoops, AI can code better than most humans. Then we say, okay, become a prompt engineer, and now AI is getting better at that too. It's this tough pattern. Any new job that's purely about thinking could be mastered by AGI almost instantly. And all of this leads to maybe the most mind-bending idea of all, that AGI might not just be another cool invention like the printing press or the internet. It might be our very last one. So how does that work? Well, imagine an AGI. It's a master computer scientist, so it could start improving its own code. This creates a feedback loop. A smarter AI makes itself even smarter, which makes it even smarter, faster and faster, in what's called an intelligence explosion. The result is a super intelligence, a mind we literally can't comprehend, any more than your dog can understand quantum physics. It's just on another level. And look, I want to be clear, this isn't some fringe conspiracy theory we're talking about. This is so real that in 2023, hundreds of top AI researchers, including the CEOs of OpenAI and Google DeepMind, signed this statement. They explicitly put the risk of extinction from AI on the same level as pandemics and nuclear war. So why do they call it the last invention? Well, it's pretty simple, really. Once a superintelligence exists, it can take over the whole process of inventing and discovering new things. The pace of change would just explode beyond anything a human could keep up with. We'd basically be passengers on a rocket ship we built but no longer control. And that leaves us with the biggest question of all, doesn't it? As we race to build a mind that is far, far greater than our own, are we creating a powerful partner that can help us solve humanity's greatest problems? Or are we just engineering our own replacement?